Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. This is Muhammad Zishan Ahmed. I am mathematics teacher of secondary classes in SLS Montessori and school. Today I am going to explain you the theorems of chapter number 15. But before starting of these theorems, we must be aware of right angle triangles. Here we are having some properties of right angle triangle. Number 1, its one angle should be 90 degree, and here you can see in the figure angle C is of 90 degree. Number 2, the side opposite to the angle 90 degree is called hypotenuse. In the figure you can observe which the side which is opposite to the angle or right angle is AB. So AB is the hypotenuse in this figure. Number 3, the hypotenuse is always the longest side. So AB will be the longest side in this triangle. Number 4, the sum of the other two interior angles is equal to 90 degree. So other two interior angles, angle A and angle B, the sum of these two will be 90 degree. Number 5, the other two sides which are adjacent to right angle are called base, which is AC, and perpendicular, which is CB in the diagram. So this AB, which is also represented by small b, is the base, and this is CB, which is also represented by A, this is perpendicular, and small c is hypotenuse. After the information of right angle triangle, now we are able to study Pythagoras theorem in a better way. Let's see what does the theorem say. It says, in a right angle triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of other two sides. If you look into this figure, this triangle ABC, this triangle ABC is a right angle triangle because this angle C is of 90 degree. What is given? Triangle ACB is a right angle triangle in which measurement angle C is equal to 90 degree and BC is equal to A, measurement AC is equal to B, and measurement AB is equal to C. You can see in the figure this BC is also represented by small a, CA by small b, and this AB by small c. Now what is to be proved? Let's go back to the statement first. In a right angle triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse in the figure? This small c, which is also represented by this AB. So this is hypotenuse, small c, is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of the other two sides. Other two sides means A and B. Sum of the squares means A square plus B square. So what is to be proved? This equality is to be proved, that is C square is equal to A square plus B square. Come to the construction now. Draw CD perpendicular from C on AB. This is the point C. From this C we will draw this CD perpendicular on AB, and let CD is equal to H, AD is equal to X, and BD is equal to Y. We say CD is equal to H, and we represent BD by this small y and by this AD by small x. Now you can see line segment CD splits triangle ABC into two further triangles ADC and BDC. This line CD is splitting this whole triangle ABC into two triangles ADC and BDC, which both are separately shown in the figure 2A and 2B respectively in these figures. Now we are moving to its proof. In the proof, we are taking two triangles, in triangle ADC and triangle ACB. This is triangle ACB and ADC is the third one. This is ADC. If you compare these both triangles, this one and the second is this one, first of all, measurement angle 1 is congruent to angle A is congruent to angle A. Yes, congruent A, and this is angle A and this angle A. Both are common. The reason is common or self-congruent. Angle ADC, angle ADC is congruent to angle ACB, which is ACB. ACB means angle C and angle ADC means angle D. So you can see both angles, angle D and angle C, in both these triangles are of 90 degree. These are right angles, so they will be congruent. Third one, angle C is congruent to angle B. This is angle C and this is angle B. These are also congruent because if two angles of any two triangles are congruent, then corresponding third angle is also congruent, and the other reason is complement of A. These both are complement of A. Now if all the three angles of two triangles are congruent, such triangles are called similar triangles. And in similar triangles, the corresponding sides are proportional. Proportional means they can be written in the form of ratios or fraction. If you observe, I am picking the base of this triangle, which is AD, and this is also represented by X, and the second side I am picking hypotenuse. So if I am making the relation base over hypotenuse of this triangle, this will be equal to base over hypotenuse of this triangle. Base of the triangle ABC is small b, which is actually AC, and hypotenuse of this triangle is small c, that is also represented by AB or BA. So what equality will become? Base over hypotenuse X over B is equal to B over C. So this is the equality that we are having, and the reason I just told you that in the similar triangles sides are proportional, so measures of corresponding sides of similar triangles are proportional. Now if we multiply B on both sides of equality, we will be having the equality X is equal to B square over C. This was the step 1. Now in step 2 of this proof, we are going to take two triangles BDC and BCA. This is BDC and BCA. In the step 1, we compared this triangle and this triangle, and now in step 2, we are taking these two triangles. Similar arguments will be given that angle B and angle B, again angle B is common now in both these triangles, and angle, the second angle is angle BDC, which means angle D is congruent to angle BCA, which is angle C. So angle C over here in this triangle and angle D in this triangle, both are of 90 degree, so they are congruent. And the third is that automatically will be congruent, because if two of the angles of any two triangles are congruent, then the corresponding third angle is also congruent. And the second reason is that is the complement of now B. Again with the same arguments, that if all of the three angles of two triangles, corresponding angles of two triangles are congruent, then such triangles are called similar, and we can again write its any of the sides in the form of fraction. Now we are picking perpendicular and hypotenuse. Perpendicular is Y in this, hypotenuse is A, and over here perpendicular is A and hypotenuse is C. So what will be the relation? Y over A is equal to A over C, like this. And if we multiply A on both sides of the equality, we will be having Y is equal to A square over C. This was the step 2. Now coming to the step 3, if you look in the diagram over here, this C, X plus Y, they both are adding to make C. So we can write over here X plus Y is equal to C. From equation 1 and from equation 2, put the values of X and Y in this supposition, X plus Y is equal to C. The value of Y was A square over C, so we put A square over C instead of Y, and the value of X is B square over C, so we are putting the value B square over C in replacing of this X. So what is this now equation? A square over C plus B square over C is equal to C. In the next step, we will multiply C with all three terms. When it will be multiplied with this term, C and C will be cancelled. We will be left with just A square. Same is the case for this term, and we will be left with B square. And when C will be multiplied with this one, this C on the right hand side, C into C will be C square. So what the equality is now? A square plus B square is equal to c square, or c square is equal to a square plus b square, and this equality was to be proved, and this has been proved. Let's do question number 2 of exercise 15. The statement of the question is, verify that a square plus b square, a square minus b square, and 2ab are the measures of the sides of a right triangle where a and b are any two real numbers. Students, in this question we are given three sides. Actually we are given three expressions, and each expression is representing each side of a triangle. A square plus b square is representing the first side, a square minus b square is representing the second side of a triangle, and 2ab is representing the third side. We need to check that this measurement is the measurement of a right triangle or not. For this, we will use the equality of Pythagoras theorem, but before applying the equality of Pythagoras theorem, we should know that which expression is representing the hypotenuse. For this purpose, we are making a little test. We are letting the values a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1, because we need to specify the largest side, which is hypotenuse. So a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1. On letting a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1, a square plus b square will give you 2 square plus 1 square, and further it will become 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So a square plus b square is equal to 5. On putting these values in a square minus b square, we get 2 square minus 1 square is equal to 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So 3 is the value of a square minus b square. And when we put these values of a and b in 2ab, we get 2 into 2 into 1, that is 4 into 1 is equal to 4. From here you can observe 5 is the largest number. This is the value of a square plus b square. So I have written here, since a square plus b square is the largest side, so a square plus b square will be hypotenuse. We have specified the hypotenuse. So now we are able to apply the equality of Pythagoras theorem. Equality of Pythagoras theorem says the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Hypotenuse is a square plus b square. So the square of this expression is equal to the square of a square minus b square plus square of 2ab. In the next step, we open the formula of a plus b whole square whole square plus 2 into a square into b square plus b square whole square is equal to, on the right hand side, open the formula of a minus b whole square, it will be a square whole square minus 2 into a square into b square plus b square whole square plus 2ab whole square is 4a square b square. Further, in the next step, a square whole square will make a power 4, 2a square into b square plus b square whole square will give you b power 4. On the right hand side, a square whole square is a power 4 minus 2a square b square plus b power 4 plus 4a square b square. In the next step, right hand side, this 4a square b square minus 2a square b square will become this positive 2a square b square. Now you are observing both right hand side and left hand side of this equality are same, which means this measurement is satisfying the equality of Pythagoras theorem. So I wrote it here, the given measurement is satisfying the equality of Pythagoras theorem, hence given sides are the sides of a right triangle.